Houston, come in. This is UN Space Station Libra. Come in, Houston. No reply. Just like any other time, I threw the receiver in disgust, the weightless environment causing it to float mockingly in front of my face at the end of its rotation strap. I'm bathed in the soft red glow of emergency lights that serve to illuminate every inch of my cell. I take a deep breath to calm my nerves before returning to fiddle with the maintenance panel. I've been in there for 2 weeks now. Libra was designed as the successor of the International Space Station. Typically, there is a minimum of 2 crew on board only at one time. I was supposed to be out there 3 weeks ago with the British and Chinese astronauts who came up with me, but unfortunately the replacements had some mechanical complications, and nasty weather delayed Moscow launch the other week. Even so, they should have been there days ago. You sure you'll be alright up here by yourself, mate? Sure, somebody's gonna keep the lights on. Besides, the Ruskies will be here soon. Just have a drink for me when you get to the land side, will ya? I expect to have 2. Godspeed. I was all ready to spend 7 to 10 days myself on the station, waiting for the Russians to get their act together and get me a ride home. I'd done some time in isolation chamber with numbers during my training, so I knew how to handle being stuck in a confined space with myself. The trick is to not listen to the voices, and the station itself isn't roomy, but 5 different modular compartments, more than enough space for one person to feel enclosed. Even better, every molecule except for the emergency cell has especially reinforced portholes, giving us significant views of the Earth far below. It was photos of this breathtaking panorama when it had first driven me into the NASA program almost 20 years ago. So what better way to spend a week than gazing at the world all in its glory? Since our planned experiments were complete, other than the basic maintenance, that's what exactly I spend most of the several first days doing. I would close myself for hours watching the whirling blues and brown fly eyes beneath. The sun rising and setting every time I completed the orbit, then come to the event. 5 days into my lonely vigil, I'd been roughly awoken by my blaring alarm. Houston was trying to reach out to me. What they need me for now? What's going on, Houston? Weird readings, Libra. Satellites register some sort of anomaly, and we're now picking up. Don't know if it's solar flares, but it's some kind of field left behind a passing comet or something else. We'll be moving into an area within the hour. There's no telling how the systems are going to respond. Better button up with the next emergency cell we're going through. How long will that be? Don't know. We'll be in touch. It was a good advice. Alarm started sounding almost exactly 60 minutes later, and abruptly the whole section of the station's instrument panels started shutting down. I was able to keep track of everything that was going on from the master controls in the emergency cell, so I knew exactly when the power of the station would be completely cut out. There was 5 to 10 seconds before the emergency batteries kicked in. With a soft whine, they picked up the red lights that I've been basking ever since. I paused my work at the maintenance panel. For the 1000th time, I take out a photo of my wife and my daughter. They're both smiling, hold each other close. Are you going to space again, Daddy? Yes, honey, but not for a long time this time. I don't want you to go. Don't worry, I'll be back before you know it. The emergency batteries are designed to provide a minimum function. Pretty much just life support and basic communications. Theoretically, they'll last long enough that they'll be more concerned with running out of food, recycled water before worrying if they were going to run dry. But I'm blind and deaf here. The communications rudimentally designed to run almost in no power. It's also small to wonder I haven't been able to reach Houston. I'll have to do something. I can't even see outside, since the emergency cell was designed specially without any kind of viewport. The walls are now standing closed in, and the cell is small. There is not much room to shrink. At least the voices haven't started yet. Like I said, the trick is to avoid them. But in here, there's nowhere to run, nothing to distract my mind. The main system is powered by the exterior solar panels. The system had been tested and resetted to automatically restart in the event of the catastrophic failure. But when it actually counted, something stopped the reset. After a day or two, I decided to take matters into my own hands, popped the cover of the maintenance panel. After 2 weeks, I'd gotten exactly zero response for my efforts. But as I put in the photo of my family back in my pocket, the fear and unfairness of it momentarily get to the better of me. Damn it, I was supposed to be home weeks ago. In frustration, I hit the panel as hard as I can with my open hand. Amazingly, Dad does the trick. With a flick and a whirl, the red lights shift to white, and the instrument panels begin powering up to their fully operational state. Ecstatic, I threw up myself across the cell to the communication array. Houston! Houston, come in. This is Base Station Libra. I tried this line for the 20 minutes. Still no response. What the hell is going on? A gnawing pit of it growing in the base of my stomach. While the system was down, I could make excuses for the radio silence, use them to keep my panicking feeling into a dull roar. But now, I have to get out of this stupid cell. I may not be able to talk to the people down there, but at least I can watch them. If I imagine hard enough, maybe I'll see my little girl, looking at the sky to see if she could spy the station as it passes overhead. I unsealed the airlock and moved to the next molecule. I chuckled to myself. Maybe I'll be able to see my replacement shuttle. I peered through the viewport. Then frantically, I moved from molecule to molecule, looking for each portable to turn, the pit growing deeper with each passing moment. She doesn't want you to go. She's just a kid, of course. She doesn't want me to go. I don't want to go either. But I know you will anyway, and I won't stop you. I love you, babe. Oh, I love you too. Always. It takes the station's computer 2 weeks to identify our position. Finally, it finds itself to know the stars triangulate of where we are, exactly where we should be. 2 weeks before the last measurements were taken. The rest of the universe, although, is a little off. Ahead of myself is about 1,500 years. In my gut, I already known that enough. I'd known when I looked through the viewport and don't see the big, beautiful Earth shining below me. Just a dark, empty blackness, a space filled with only a few lonely stars.